Good morning. Oh, it's early. I have a doctor's appointment and I'm waiting for the time to go in and take care of it. Anywho, hi. Hey, this you have reached is Buckeye Wars. This is a little snippets that I've put together. Got a bunch of them. Memories. What it was like for me growing up in El Dorado Hills, California, back in the 70s and the 80s. Now, I'm not sure if it's still done. I'm not even sure if they still could. But back in the day, when you could just turn on the television and you had about 3 stations. We had Channel 3. No, I guess we had 4 stations. Channel 3, Channel 10, Channel 13, and Channel 40. Channel 40 was the place to be on a Saturday morning because that's where the cartoons were. Yeah. Do kids still do that? Get up at the butt crack of dawn and watch cartoons and until the parents get up to fix them breakfast? Or if you're a really entrepreneurial kid, or not entrepreneurial, wrong word. If you're smart enough to go to the cupboard and get down the Captain Crunch cereal and add some milk to it and get down on the floor and be on your belly with the bowl in front of you and spoon those yummy Captain Crunch cereal into your face and watch the cartoons. Cartoons were awesome. I remember they would show cartoons, and then between the cartoons, there were these little other snippets that were kind of cartoons, but not cartoons. There was one, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a character that would yell out, "Uh-oh, Chongo!" And it took place like in the jungle. It's like they were adventurers that were out and about doing stuff in the jungle, and there was this one guy who was kind of nuts and always got in trouble, and his name was Chongo. And uh-oh, Chongo. I don't know. It's about the best I can explain it. I don't remember what it was called, but that rings true in my mind. And then there was the damn Banana Bunch, I think they were. And there were guys in costumes running around doing stupid stuff. I didn't like them. They kind of got in the way of my damn cartoons. Now, as far as cartoons, now I'm old. I'm like 60. We had cartoons that these kids nowadays probably never heard of. There was Sinbad with his magic belt, and he would pull on his belt, and it would make his waist all skinny, and his chest would puff out, his muscles would get big, and he'd be like dum dum dum, and he would turn into stronger and take care of whatever problem was at hand. It's funny. It's funny how these characters had different ways of becoming strong to take care of their problems. And then, of course, Popeye would pop a can of spinach, gobble it down, and he was invincible at that point. Not a cartoon, but we also had Ultraman. Wow. I don't think kids even have ever even heard of Ultraman. It was a Japanese-based show, and the main character had a I guess it would look really similar to the base of a lightsaber that he would hold up, like with his right hand, hold it up high at the end of his arm toward the sky, and it would summon Ultraman. And Ultraman was this character that looked like a guy wearing leotards and a full body suit, and he had this little beeper right in the middle of his chest, and if it would start beeping or glowing, then he was out of time and he had to fly away. But he would battle monsters, kind of like Godzilla. And we loved Ultraman. That was a great show. Let's see what else was old that these kids today probably never heard of. Oh, loved it. Underdog. And nowadays they remade it. It sucks. But we had Underdog. Rocky and Bullwinkle. And that was a whole thing. There was lots of different characters connected to the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. What else is older? Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo was the bomb. He was funny. He was blind as a bat, and he would go through his life, and surprisingly enough, everything would come out okay. He'd like walk across something that he shouldn't be able to see, but just out of pure luck, he would be able to get through different situations and end up okay at the other side. What else? Oh, I think it was called The Great Race, and there was many different cartoon characters that had these funky cars, and they were racing. And one of the main characters was Penelope Pitstop. That was fun. Also not cartoon, but very fun to watch, was HR Puffin Stuff. Look that one up. That was strange. The one of the main characters kind of looked like one of those characters from McDonald's, the big hamburger guy, not the Hamburglar, but the guy looked like a hamburger. HR Puffin Stuff, and the hero was a little kid that had a magic flute, and the flute would talk to him. It's weird. Let's see. Puff the Magic Dragon. That was one. I bet these kids have never heard of Puff the Magic Dragon. There was another one that was also not a cartoon, kind of a little. It had human characters in it instead of animated cartoons. I think it was Sigmund the Sea Monster. There was these kids that would be playing down near the ocean, and they found a cave, and in that cave was this little guy in an outfit, obviously, but a little sea monster. And they befriended this little sea monster. It was funny. What else? But as far as the cartoons, oh, my all-time favorite. The original, I know they've remade it, and it's not nearly as good, but the original Speed Racer, was awesome. Loved Speed Racer. And his brother Racer X, but he wasn't supposed to know that that was his real brother, but Racer X had run away from home and become like a hero, and he would watch over Speed from a distance, but was always kind of on scene as another racer in some of the races that Speed Racer would be participating in. What else? Well, there's always Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tom and Jerry, the Roadrunner, and Wile E. Coyote. Let's see. And lots of the Hanna-Barbera, the older Hanna-Barbera, Elmer Fudd. Those were awesome. There was a guy, and this is more local. If somebody's watching this and you're from out of state, you'll have no idea who this guy was. But Channel 40 had this guy, Captain Mitch, an older gentleman with a beard, and he had a little captain's hat, and he would come on and, welcome to the Captain Mitch Show, and he would be, I guess, our guy that would play cartoons for us. And he's like, okay, we got another one coming up. Here you go. But Captain Mitch was very popular in our area. I wonder if people remember him. And then as far as radio, I know I was talking about cartoons on the television, but radio, we had an AM station out of San Francisco that we could get. And there was a character who was a DJ that was extremely popular. And the radio station was KFRC. And his DJ was known as Dr. Don Rose. And I can remember the jingle. It was KFRC. We're all in our places with bright, shiny faces for you and for me at KFRC. Dr. Don Rose. It was awesome. But cartoons, my God. We would watch cartoons until we were silly on Saturdays and eat the heck out of the, like I said, Captain Crunch cereal. And we had to be careful because it would cut the roof of your mouth because it was hard. And you had to be careful how fast you ate it and how you ate it because it was sharp. But it was delicious, and it would jazz you because it was so full of sugar. And then when we would get home from school, first thing we would do is go plop ourselves down on the couch so that we could watch more cartoons because they were on after school, and kind of our babysitter, if you will. You turn on the TV and you watch cartoons. Awesome. I long for those days to just sit and watch cartoons. Oh, it was awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. This is Buckeye Wars.